Hi everyone! Today we're gonna visit AmITheButthole subreddit to answer humanity's long-living question. Are people a-holes? Hope you're sitting comfortably. Or maybe you're playing with your dog now and I'm accompanying you. That's great. Anyway, let's go. AmITheButthole for Kinkshaming my friend. I, 23, female, have a friend, 30 male, who is very into the kink thing. I've never really talked to him about it or taken interest in it, because we are strictly friends, nothing else. We've known each other for about 7 years and met through work, back when I was working at a grocery store during my final years at school. We quickly became friends because we both loved anime, and I don't know, we've been friends ever since. I knew he was into kinks through his posts on Instagram and things. And I've met some of his friends who are into the same thing. It's never really been the center of conversation though. The other day we went to get some Chinese food after I broke up with my boyfriend. It was his way of cheering me up, which I was grateful for. The issue started though when he brought up my ex performance in the bedroom. I said I didn't really feel comfortable talking about it, but he didn't seem to listen, and so the conversation progressed. I was giving him very basic one-word answers to questions he was asking about if we were into things like choking or hitting. I got increasingly more uncomfortable and eventually I asked him to take me home, which he did. That night I got a text saying he was in a mood and he was thinking about choking me and doing things to me that I do not want to repeat. I flipped out basically. I told him he was a creep and he needed therapy and he really needs to sort himself out. I said no sane person would ever do the things he was into and he was disgusting. I thought that would be the end of it, but then he made a post about me saying I was kink-shaming him. I definitely did, I will not lie, but I felt like I was back into a corner where I had to do something drastic to get him to stop. Anyway, some of our mutuals are now telling I am wrong for what I said and sending me really weird articles about kinks being therapeutic, and I'm like, what? I don't know if I should apologize, to be honest. Am I the a-hole? And this person also attached a link to a screenshot of a message they received from a friend. We're gonna read it now. Friend, I promise you will like it. Her, please leave me alone. You want to choke me? You get off on hurting people? You need help. I've told you multiple times to stop talking to me like this. Stop already. And I don't think she's the a-hole, but her friend is. She was protecting herself and he was being a prick. I don't think this is kink-shaming. Her friends didn't see his creepy behavior, but they see kink-shaming on her part? Shame on them and on this creep who wanted to take advantage of this girl. Canberra Streets says, not the a-hole. Kink is consensual or it isn't kink. Let me preface the situation as I see it. Hi, I'm into kink. Hi, I'm not. Let me tell you about kink. No thanks. I think about choking you and doing other things to your body. You are a creeper, not a kinkster. Peace off before I present your text to the police. Blue Lexpur says, he did not take you out for Chinese food to cheer you up. He knew your boyfriend was out of the picture and he wanted to take advantage of you. This guy is not your friend. He is the a-hole. You are not the a-hole. Evil Genius is saying, not the a-hole. You are not the one who needs to apologize in this situation. You told him to stop. He was making you uncomfortable and he ignored that and continued with the behavior. Your reaction was provoked. It sounds like you might need to set the record straight with the people who have been misinformed about the entire situation. Post number 2. Am I the a-hole for causing my aunt to divorce her husband? My, 19 female, aunt, 43 female, and I were talking casually about odd and end house chores. I said something about my boyfriend, 26 male, doing the dishes and vacuuming that night. My aunt asked me why I was forcing him to do my work. I said that I wasn't, and we split household chores depending on who is feeling like doing what that day. She said that I'm treating him more like a roommate than a partner, and that I'm supposed to clean, cook, etc. for him. I said that I didn't feel like that's a healthy dynamic and that we are both more than happy with doing our share of work since we both work a lot, about 50-60 hours a week. She mentioned that her husband wouldn't do anything for himself and that she felt it was unfair that she had to do everything. I told her that she should hold him accountable and that it's the bare minimum he could do. Well, about a month later, she filed for divorce, and her husband called me to let me know. He said that I caused her to start thinking like a snowflake and that if I don't believe in traditional relationship, I should keep it to myself. I asked what he was talking about. Apparently, what I said made her reconsider the relationship and she decided she wanted to be with someone who wasn't such a man-child. My mom, grandma, and other aunts all think that I'm an a-hole for breaking up a wonderful marriage. I don't think I am, because if that's all it took for her to leave him, then obviously there were pre-existing problems. So Reddit. Am I the a-hole? Edit. I feel like I should mention that there are no children. Unfortunately, my aunt has severe issues with fertility and has been pregnant 3 times with this man but lost them. He was not supportive during that time. Of course you're not the a-hole. You were just having a conversation. This might lead your aunt to reconsider her marriage, which is good, but it was her decision. Come on, grown adults can clean and cook. It isn't something only women can do. Wonderful marriage, my butt. Brave Hat says, not the a-hole. Turns out, it really wasn't a wonderful marriage for your aunt, just for the ex-husband. Sheeps and Birds says, not the a-hole. I bet the aunt was unhappy a long time. And traditional marriage screams like he treated his wife like his belonging and she had no say in this marriage. Man big, woman small, ugh. If you get so much shit from your family, I don't wanna know what your aunt hears from them. Hopefully she stays strong. Yes, wish her the best. Kolorach says, the number of people taking his side in your family is horrific. You need to keep your healthy mindset on relationships. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You did your aunt a solid, not the a-hole. Post number 3. Am I the a-hole for not watching my daughter while my wife visited the doctor? I, 32 male, am the sole income earner in our household and my wife is a SAHM. She had a job but could no longer keep it due to health problems. We have a year-old daughter at home as well. Ever since I started working from home, my wife started treating me as if I was available to do whatever she needed me to do, like fix the faucet or deal with leaking roof. But I work long hours from home and I need to be committed and professional, otherwise I risk losing my position. She interrupted my work several times already. I had a conversation with her about it and asked that she stop asking me to do things until I'm done working. And she said okay, but it happened again days ago when she barged into my office with our daughter, all of a sudden telling me to keep an eye on her while she visited the clinic. I paused my work session because I was caught off guard. She didn't tell me beforehand. She said that she suddenly started feeling pain in her belly and needed to see doctor ASAP. I explained that I had important work and I could not stay with our daughter or keep her in the office while working. She said she won't be long, but I urged her to call her sister and let her come stay with our daughter. In my opinion, this seemed to be the one reasonable solution for both of us, but she lashed out at me saying no because this was an emergency while my work could wait. She said she had no time to wait till her sister come over, but I said I'd call her myself and tell her to come. I even suggested I pay here and all my wife had to do was wait few minutes till her sister arrives. She stormed out of the office with our daughter after calling me a selfish jerk with no empathy to keep her waiting longer before visiting the doctor. My sister-in-law came some 20 minutes later and my wife left then. I tried calling her to check on her, but she purposely hung up on me a few times and when she got home she was still pretty pissed at me, which I don't get because I think that I provided a solution that allowed her to go to her doctor appointment and allowed me to resume my work session, but no. She kept talking about what a horrible partner and father I was to refuse to provide help when she needed it and refuse to sympathize with her difficult situation and making her wait for her sister when she needed to see the doctor ASAP. She's now refusing to speak to me altogether. I think my compromise was reasonable. I don't really get why she got so mad over it. Was I the a-hole? Yes, you was. You are the a-hole. I get that earlier she would come up to you and pause you while working, but this was an emergency. What would you do if you suddenly started to feel really bad? Wait before job is done instead of going to the doctor? Man, you are a parent, you should know that emergencies happen. You could at least take care of your daughter while waiting for your sister-in-law to come. You're the a-hole. This user is saying, you're the a-hole. Why have kids if you don't want to be a parent? V-Roof replied to them. Why be a husband if you don't want to go to the hospital when your wife has a medical emergency? Oh no, is saying. Everybody sucks here. I get that some people get confused with working from home and how the lines blur when you actually need solid hours of uninterrupted work. Your wife is failing to recognize the difference and failing to take your job seriously. However, in this specific situation, you were definitely in the wrong. She was in pain. She needed to go to the doctor. What you do is take the kid. You don't decide to stand your ground when your wife is in pain and needing to make it to a doctor's appointment. If this appointment was pre-planned, then I'd call you not the a-hole. But sometimes you just snatch an appointment and have to make it. I get your frustration with her not respecting your work time, but you picked the wrong time to make a statement here. Miss Contrary Vice is saying, you're the a-hole. I would agree with you that when you work from home, you need to treat it like you are going into an actual office without random interruptions. However, this was an emergency. If you were at the office and she called you saying she was having a medical emergency, would you have said no then too? Because if so, you're an a-hole. A medical emergency comes first before work, whether in office or home, in both scenarios. Okay, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoy listening to these posts. I really wish you have a wonderful rest of the day. Goodbye.